Hello everyone, I hope all of you are doing great. Today I will talk about calculating variance and standard deviation. So what is variance and what is standard deviation? Variance actually measures the average square deviation from the mean, while standard deviation is the square root of variance and represent the average distance of data points from the mean. So we want to know how close are the data points to the mean. Okay, and we are talking about two cases. First case if we are talking about the whole population, and the second case if we are talking only about a sample of the data or of the population. Now the formula is very simple actually. We have gamma square equals sigma xi, that's each data point in the population or the sample, minus mu here is the average or the mean, squared over n, the total number of the data points. And if you want the standard deviation, only you have to take the square root of the variance. Okay, let me give you an example. So let's assume that we have this population. This is the whole data set. Okay, and to calculate the variance and the standard deviation, always the first step is to calculate the mean. Okay, so you have to sum them together and then divide them on their number, and we will get 8, for example, in this example. And then we have to calculate each square deviation from the mean. All what you have to do, come xi minus mu. Mu is 8, as we have seen before, and xi, that's each data point of the population. Okay, and you square it, so you will get the square deviation from the mean. And after that, all what you have to do is to sum all these totals or numbers together and divide them also over n, their number. Okay, and then you will get the variance, which is 8 in this case. And if you want the standard deviation, you have to take the square root of the variance, and it will give you 2.83. So this is how you calculate the standard deviation. This is the average distance between those data points and the mean. So actually the mean is 8, but the average distance between them with the mean is only 2.83. Right. Let's assume that we are talking about a sample, not a whole population. So for sample, there is a small modification in the formula. For example, the variance equal sigma xi for each data point in the sample minus mu, which is also the mean of the sample, squared over n minus 1, which is the number of the data points in the sample minus 1. Okay, and the same thing, if you want the standard deviation, it's the square root of the variance. Now same steps also. If we have this sample data set, which is just only 4 data points, and you want first to find the mean, so you have to sum them together and then divide them on their number. We will get the mean, which is 7 in this case. And then what we have to do is to calculate the squared deviation from the mean. We bring each data point and we took from it the mean, and then we square it. Okay, and we have those numbers. Now after that, we need to compute the variance. We just sum all these previous numbers, square deviations from the mean, and we divide them, instead of n, which is the total number, because this is sample, we divide them over n minus 1, which is 4 data points minus 1, and what we will get is 6.67. Now if we want to compute the standard deviation, only we have to take the square root of the variance, and here we get 2.58. So in this case, as we have seen, the mean is 7, sorry, and the average distance between those data points and the 7 is actually 2.58, which is, I think, also not a lot. So this is the idea in summary. The variance and the standard deviation, which is actually the average distance between the data points and the mean of them. So in case of population, we need to divide over n, but in case of sample we need to divide over n minus 1. N is the total number of the data points, okay? And in both cases the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. Thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed.